No, not now. Hi, everyone. Welcome into the broadcast. It's meteorologist Matt Wentz. We have, well, River's here, but he needs to go eat right now. So, yeah, go listen to your mother. Time to eat. Okay. I told him he's not allowed to be on the broadcast. He's not wearing a shirt. Neither boy's wearing a shirt today. Unbelievable. All right, bud. All right, go get some food. How's everyone doing tonight? Let's see who our early birds are. We've got Rhonda with us tonight. Aaron. Hi, Matt, from the whole family. Aaron. And hi to the Rollable family. Appreciate you guys joining us. Deshaun's with us on our YouTube channel. Jeff, good evening to you. Tom says, smoke goes away, but heat returns. Tom, you need to be writing my intros to these broadcasts. That's exactly what we're talking about in the forecast. We're going to start with the atmospheric smoke. We're going to transition to heat. I'm going to talk about humidity throughout the week as well. We've got a lot for you coming up here in the broadcast. Despite the fact it's quiet weather right now, there's a lot coming our way. Mark, good evening to you. Deb's with us. Jan's with us on our YouTube channel. Darlene's with us on YouTube as well. Thank you guys so much for joining us. All right, we'll let a couple of the people join. We'll get through our sponsors here, and then we'll get on with the show here in terms of what we've got coming at us weather-wise. So let's start with Earl's Heating and Air Conditioning. Earl's Heating and Air Conditioning has been busy over the last couple of weeks. They finally got a little break this weekend, catching up with everything that they have going on. But I'll tell you, they have had quite a summer so far, and your air conditioners had quite a summer as well. If you need anything related to your AC, whether it be a tune-up, it's not too late to do that. You can tune it up for the rest of the year. It'd be good to go next year. Or maybe you need more coolant, whatever it happens to be. They'll take care of it. It's earlsheating.com. They've been the most trusted heating source in Cherville since 1976. They're doing something right. PublicServiceAdjusting.com. Those are public service adjusters, all local licensed insured adjusters. What are adjusters? Well, what they do when you have an insurance claim, instead of going to your insurance company, you go to them first, PublicServiceAdjusting.com. They'll come out, take pictures of whatever it is, analyze it, document it, send it to your insurance company for you, and they'll do all the talking and back and forth with your insurance company, and they make your insurance company work and do the job they're supposed to be doing. They get you top dollar as well, PublicServiceAdjusting.com. RomansRoofing.net, they're local to Hobart, servicing all of Northwest Indiana, providing retail and storm restoration options as well. They do roofing, yes. They also do siding, gutters, and windows, all the things that we're going to need come fall and winter around here. So if you're looking to get maybe a couple windows replaced, get some new gutters, maybe the water's not going where it needs to go, Romans Roofing, let them take care of it. RomansRoofing.net or 219-838-9111. Halcyon Water Solutions, that's our newest sponsor. They provide the highest quality water treatment. Water is important, right? You're drinking it all the time. You don't want to drink garbage water. You really don't. They have exceptional service all across Northwest Indiana, from water softeners to filtration to salt delivery and maintenance. They'll take care of it all for you. It's too much for you to worry about. Let them do it. They've got all your water needs covered. Call 866-97-WATER, 866-97-WATER to schedule your free in-home water analysis today. Find out what's in your water. All right, Minogue.life. Michael Minogue is our expert in the world of life insurance, Medicare, Medicaid. He says there's a lot of people that sign up for plans on the phone or online. They don't know what they have, and that could be a big problem because you may have benefits you're not using. You could be paying too much for a plan. Maybe you're paying too much for life insurance. He'd love to sit down with you and do a no-cost consultation. He'll sit down, go over your plan, and make sure it's catered to what you need. There are no two plans alike, like snowflakes. Minogue.life, the place to go for that. Kate Cusack for Ruoff Mortgage. She's our local lender for all your mortgage needs. Back to school season's coming. We're running out of time to move, right? I mean, you can move when school starts, but it really disrupts the family functioning. But Kate would love to help you find your dream house before it's too late here this summer. Maybe you get a pool for those last summer months. She can do that too. Kate Cusack, Home Loan Girl on Facebook, or you can give her a call, 219-775-6645. TigerPlumbing.net, our area plumbers. We all love Tiger Plumbing. If you guys have any plumbing needs, whatever it happens to be, just go to Tiger. TigerPlumbing.net, place to go. They come out for free. You can analyze it by sending a video to them. They'll say, oh, this is what you need. We'll be right out. They're great. TigerPlumbing.net. FBIBuildings.com, the place to go for pole barn construction. They've done over 20,000 of them in the Midwest. They do residential, commercial as well. They renovate old ones. They do amazing work. You should check out their Facebook page, FBIBuildings.com. T&T Tree Service is the place to go if you guys need a tree taken care of. It's tttreeservice.com. There are 3 T's in that. They have served Northwest Indiana with safety, integrity, and professionalism. and they get the tree down, all right? And they do a good job at doing it. TTTreeservice.com. Great Lakes Lighting, be the envy of your neighborhood with expertly placed outdoor lighting. It can enhance security. It can enhance your landscape. They're the place to go if you're looking for any nice lighting on your property, whatever that happens to be. They do it right, and they make it look amazing. You can imagine the upgrades that lighting does to certain things. That's why they light everything up in stores. Makes it look good. LightUpNWI.com or Great Lakes Lighting on Facebook. Finally, last but not least, Grieger's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Valparaiso. They've been serving Northwest Indiana for decades, and they've got brand new Jeeps ready to go for the season. Maybe your family's expanding like ours. They'll take care of you. Grieger's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Valpo, right there on US 30. All right, we've got some more people on board here. Deshaun's asking a good question. Any severe storms coming up? Let's dive into Deshaun. And Stacy is vacationing in Kentucky right now, but watching. Stacy, I appreciate that. Kentucky's got some clouds and some showers around versus here in Northwest Indiana. We just have some atmospheric smoke. All right, big picture across the country. A couple things denoted here on the map. We've got this system down towards the southeast with moisture. This is where we get our next rainfall from, all right? You probably wouldn't think that, but that rain that Stacy is seeing on radar around her, maybe not where you are, Stacy, but in the state of Kentucky at least, the Bluegrass State is getting some pop-up showers and thunderstorms, and this moisture is actually coming our way, which is kind of a different direction, right? Tropical entity out in the Atlantic is heading outward, and then we've got this big complex of showers and storms starting to get going in the plains. And then you also notice, see this little area of just kind of a milky white look? That is our atmospheric smoke from wildfires up in Canada. It's spilled into the Great Lakes. It's kind of holding here right now, and eventually it's going to get the boot out of here. So I want to talk about the smoke and the air quality first. Here's a map showing the air quality across the country. We're not great right now, but it could be worse. Wisconsin is just gross right now. Milwaukee up towards Racine, and then getting up further north towards Green Bay. They've got really bad air quality here. They can't enjoy this nice weather that we've had over the weekend. It's just nasty. It's hazy, and the air quality is just really poor even down to the surface. But you notice we're not terrible. The worst is up in the Michigan as well. But it's not great. And so where does this atmospheric smoke go? Here's one of the models I like to use. This is the HRRR atmospheric or ground density smoke forecast. And basically what we're looking at, we don't want any numbers on here, okay? I'm going to make it real simple. And notice as we go through time, we're getting kind of clipped by this with a northeast flow that we've had, at least aloft. And you can see during the daytime tomorrow, the HRRR starts to clear us out as we start to lift that to the north. So we should see improvement tomorrow in terms of our air quality, but it's still going to be in and around the Great Lakes region all the way through really Tuesday afternoon into Tuesday night. And so our hazy skies are the worst they're going to get right now. They should start to improve as we go throughout the day tomorrow. All right. Here's a closer look at all that. You can see just that haze, all that smoke kind of lingering throughout the Great Lakes, little waves of it here and there, makes that sunset red. I mean, you can see the sun as it goes all the way down. It's got that kind of red film to it. And it's just not blue. The sky's just not blue. So there's that. We've been dealing with this a lot this summer. I know it kind of stinks. So there's that. All right. So let's dive into the forecast. All that action out towards the west as we go through time. Here's tonight. All that action fades out towards the west. I mentioned we've got to keep our eyes on that rain and storm chance that's down in Kentucky right now. And watch what happens. This little low pressure that's down there, little weak, little low, is going to swirl its way in our direction. This is what happens in the month of August. It happens in September a lot as well. What we get are these very slow movers. We get these very slow moving systems that don't have much drive. It's kind of like maybe a kid that you can't motivate, all right? That's what these systems are like this time of year, where there's no jet stream to steer them. They just kind of meander all over the place. It's kind of a sloppy look to the weather map. And that's what we're dealing with here. This low pressure is coming from Kentucky. It's moving to the north and west. What low moves north and west? Well, this one does. So as a result, tomorrow, what we'll notice are some pop-ups on radar, mainly diurnally driven or driven during the heating of the day. They'll pop down towards our south, and we'll see a couple of them try to get into northwest Indiana tomorrow, all right? So the rainy chances are highest down towards Indianapolis and Evansville, but as you get up towards the region, you see how a couple of these pop in that daytime heating. Everything kind of fades tomorrow night, and then we would see more development on Tuesday. These look very scattered, all right? I think there's going to be a lot of areas that don't end up with anything out of this, and these are not going to be organized to the point where we'll have any severe weather. We probably won't have a ton of lightning with these as it looks right now, as we've got dry air aloft. So we've got a lot of dry air here at the surface as well. So one more thing I want to show you are the dew points. It's been so comfortable this weekend because we've had these dew points in the 50s and even 40s at times. Just a true fall preview, right? Well, that'll start to change. This low down to the south, look at the envelope it has of humidity with it, with these higher dew point air. So tomorrow we're going to start on the drier note, but then by evening that dew point's going to come up just a smidge. It's going to come up into the humid category. And so you'll notice it by tomorrow evening. You're like, yeah, it feels a little stickier out here. And you can blame that low coming up from the south as a result. And then it'll kind of hang out in the region all the way through Tuesday and Wednesday. And so our humidity will kind of stay humid, not tropical, but just humid around here. Certainly, not nearly what we had a week ago, but not nearly what we had this weekend either, kind of in between. All right, so let's talk rain chances. Want to transition to that. We got the new drought monitor out on Thursday. All right, and we knew if the Region Weather Live that we did on Wednesday, we knew that the Thursday drought monitor wasn't going to include the real heavy rain that we got a couple days earlier last week. So as a result, our drought monitor is not quite fixed yet, okay? We still have severe drought in Lake County, and we still have abnormally dry conditions across the vast majority of the rest of the region. This will improve as we go into next week. Problem is there's not a ton of rain coming our way, so will that negate some of the heavy rain we had? I think it was last Thursday or last Wednesday. We'll see what happens. But either way, we still do have dry conditions here overall, all right? Looking at some of the numbers, we're anywhere from 2 inches below average to some spots are 1 to 2 inches above average. So we're kind of in there, but we could use more rain. I mean, we want a decent surplus going into fall around here because we tend to get some really stagnant weather in September. So we'll see what happens with that. Quick check on the tropics, as we are going to start to ramp up tropical season here in August. A couple systems to watch. They do think this one is going to develop. That's swirling out in the Atlantic. A couple other problem areas to watch, but there are no named storms right now in the Atlantic. All right, in terms of rainfall here locally, let's go through it. Here's that low pressure tomorrow getting up into our region. Again, I think a lot of places end up dry out of this, but at least that chance will be there for a couple pop-ups tomorrow evening. There'll be a better chance for some of those pop-ups to be around on Tuesday as that low's kind of over us. Again, nothing organized with that. By Wednesday, we still have a pop-up risk, but the system is kind of falling apart, so there's not much to it. We turn our attention out towards the west because what will be coming our way as we go into the latter half of the week and the weekend is an actual organized storm system that would bring some showers and storms in here. And you can see it here on the map Saturday into Sunday. See this line that's coming in from the west? I'll kind of back it up a little bit. See how there'll be big storms. This is Friday night up in Minnesota. By Saturday, we'll have big storms in Wisconsin. So you know something's coming our way. And then there you go. That storm risk increases. Euro right now has it next Monday and Tuesday. So we've got to wait a whole week for our next real organized storm system to come in. This could have some severe weather with it as well. Kind of like what we just dealt with where damaging winds would be the primary risk. But again, week out, we're not going to talk about that. And then that front goes by, it'll knock our humidity down, and then we'll kind of reload with more storm chances as we go into the next week. And that would be really the middle half of August already. I mean, we just started August. Now we're talking about mid-August, and you can see how storm chances stay around. So no completely dry pattern around here. How about the dew points, though? This is a neat map to look at. Darker greens is that true tropical feeling. And notice how we've got kind of a lot of the tannish white color and then the lighter greens on here. Watch how this changes as we go throughout time. I'm going to take you through the whole week. Here's that little lobe of tropical moisture there. Here's your corn sweat starting to go in the plains, right? And then notice how, yeah, those colors get darker and darker as that humidity flows, not just out of the Gulf, but it kind of collects along this cold front to the west. And look at the change. This is just interesting to note. Look at the difference with Colorado Rocky and desert air, all right, versus where it hits the humidity. This is that dry line we talk about a lot in the springtime, where it goes, where you get a frontal boundary basically because it's so dry wherever that air mass comes. But just what a difference. You go through Colorado, it's kind of humid in Denver, and then you go over the Rockies on the other side of it, and there's like no moisture. It's just crazy. But for us, we come back in that humidity, and we stay in the humidity. Nothing too crazy, but it's going to get a lot more humid around here, and it's going to stay there as well. And then in terms of temperatures, here's what we've got. Heat is back. So again, as I believe Tom said beginning of the broadcast, was that you, Tom, that said that? Yeah. He says, smoke goes away, but heat returns. Smoke goes away, but heat returns. So we will be back well into the 80s, if not near 90 degrees. And we develop kind of a stagnant pattern around here as we go throughout the rest of the week into the weekend. But remember, overnight lows show you what that humidity is doing, and those overnight lows are creeping up. We've got a couple more comfortable days around here. It's Thursday into Friday that you'll start to see that increase or feel that increase in terms of humidity around here. So pretty warm pattern. This takes us all the way through August 18th. It's not truth once we get beyond, day 6 or 7, but it's pretty close to it, and you can see trends. And some of those overnight lows, mid to upper 70s again. I mean, we're not done with summer yet. And if your pool temperature went down over the weekend, it's going to come right back up. We've got plenty of summer to go here. So a lot of kiddos going back to school mid-August here. It's going to be hot, looks like, for the first week of school as of right now. Okay. All right. If you guys have any questions, I feel like I just presented a lot, and I don't like that feeling. So if you guys have any questions on anything, go ahead, throw them in the chat. Would love to interact with anything you guys want to know versus what I think is important to tell you. Okay. All right. Let's go back and see what we've got here. Well, that's sweet, Romans Roofing. I appreciate your comment there. You're the best roofer in all Northwest Indiana, so we have a good partnership. There you go. Susan, hello. Thanks for joining us. Derek, it was just fantastic. What did you guys do this weekend? Did everyone get outside and enjoy it? Did you do anything different that you wouldn't have done if the weather wasn't so nice? I mean, it was just amazing outside. I did a bunch of yard work today, as you could tell. After church, I put on my hat and got on the mower. But yeah, we did that, and I'm trying to think what else we did this weekend. We just did a lot of house stuff. My wife is getting ready to give birth here in another month or so, about another month and a half. And so we have to move some bedrooms around, and she's doing a lot of, she's an interior designer. So there's that. So she's doing a lot of that stuff. She's painting things, and she's getting new pieces of furniture off of Facebook. I mean, she's a champion, and she's making the different rooms look great. We got to move the boys. A lot going on in our house. So there's that. Maxwell says, I'll take the heat and humidity. That means more lightning picks coming. Maxwell, I know we're going to get back to that pattern. I was a little worried that we were not going to go back to storm season, but then I was like, wait a second, it's just early August, so we're good on that. Hi, Kim. Thanks for joining us. I see your comment there. Ethan, I see your comment too. Any strong storms coming? Nothing really. Yeah, usually in August, Ethan, there is some kind of big complex of storms, much like July. July, we can get more severe weather. I feel like August, things start to calm down a little bit. But yeah, there are several chances, Ethan, in the extended that we could get into kind of a ring of fire pattern around here. So we'll see. Jacob, you're welcome. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate that. Carolyn, hello. Thanks for joining us here tonight. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, Amy, that's sweet. Will you be selling any more sweatshirts or t-shirts? I'd like to get my hubby one. Yeah, we can open the shop back up. I'll probably do it. Gosh, I mean, I can do that soon. Yeah, it's a lot of work. I got to pay for the website and then, open the shop, see what our suppliers got, because they were running out of stuff. So I'm not a shop owner, all right? But yeah, we can get some sweatshirts and t-shirts going again. I'll put that on my list, all right? I can't guarantee it's going to be in a week or two, but I'm going to have a lot of paternity time off. I know we'll be handling the kids with school season, but yeah, for sure. I've had a couple people actually ask over the summer about that, so I got to get a new one myself, a new Region Weather shirt. Let's see. Jacob says, oh, what is that conspiracy theory people believe in Northwest Indiana about the weather? So, Jacob, this isn't just Northwest Indiana, but this is everywhere. People believe that the weather pattern, that storms will break up before they move into their town, all right? And there is some truth to that here locally because the lake sometimes will play a role in that. But there really is no rhyme or reason for why storms break up before they hit a certain town, because there's other times that the storm will pop up on that town, wherever it happens to be. And so people everywhere think that storms break up before they hit them. But if you look at a radar, if you go down and study Kentucky's radar or Tennessee's radar right now, pick a location and look at where storms are, they bubble up and they pulse down everywhere. So it's kind of hit or miss. But yeah, that's what that's the conspiracy that a lot of people think, for sure. Dot, hi, thanks for joining us, Dot. I appreciate that. Mark says, remember to drive carefully construction zones. Thank you, Mark, for that. Traffic cameras are hiding. Don't be like the Phipps and wait until the taper to get over. Oh, yeah. That's a good debate, Mark, over. And listen, Mark, I'm with you on that. We're never going to win the fight, all right? If you have to merge over, you're supposed to merge over at the last minute, supposedly. But that's rude, right? People view that as rude, but to keep the traffic, I don't want to get into it, but that's, if you study the proper way to merge in a construction zone, you're supposed to wait until last minute and take turns. All right. The problem is when people cut in early, which people do, and you're never going to fix that. When people cut in early, they're trying to be nice, right? So you don't do it last minute, but then it backs up all the traffic, and then there's all these spaces between the cars. My secondary job would be an urban planner. I always wanted to be an urban planner. I'm obsessed with traffic flow, and so Mark, you're right up my alley in terms of that. Amy, you're welcome for sure. Vicki, thanks for joining us tonight. Jacob, that's the one I can think of at least. There might be some other ones, but that's the one I could think of. All right, guys, that's all I see for you. I appreciate you taking time out of your, I know it's so nice outside. I was like, we're going to have 2 people watching tonight, but I do appreciate you guys joining us. Always a good family crowd. Don't forget regionweather.com. You can sign up for daily updates. I'll be shooting some emails your way this week. Out in the mornings, we'll be tracking these storm chances and that temperature rise. Also on XRock 103.9, Indiana 105.5, and Z107.1, we've got our forecasts every single day. Join us on there. Hope you guys have a wonderful week. Last couple weeks before school starts and that routine starts and traffic picks up again in the morning. But I do appreciate it. You guys have a wonderful night. Get outside, enjoy this weather, and we'll talk to you soon, okay? All right.